talk about like sort of your like swing rhythm and what it should look like. So Leanne's going to kind of demonstrate 3 different things. Number 1, she's just going to demonstrate what a perfect swing looks like. So just go ahead and do 5 perfect swings, Leanne. So you see she's getting her hips through, and then when the bell's probably about right here, right? Hips come through, and then the bell fit, and then it sort of finishes, and it sort of floats at the top for a second, then it comes down, and then she repeats the motion, right? So now let's see if you can, I don't know if you can do this or not, do kind of like a lazy sort of swing where you're not really getting your hips through all the way. It's less crisp. You're just kind of using your upper body to kind of swing it back. That's kind of the idea. It's like her hips are kind of slow. They're not really you feel, now you see how she doesn't really have a whole lot of power behind the swing, right? Can you guys see that? Now, good. Now let's do kind of like where you're sort of rushing it and doing an overspeed. So this is the other mistake. You don't want to do this either. You don't want it to be so tight that you're like a robot, like boom, and then a robot. You see how she's kind of rushing it and just going as fast as possible? That's a little bit fast. So that's not exactly what we want either. Like that's like, you know, hard style to the extreme where you're like, you're like, it's sort of like you're trying to be athletic. We want to be like tight and be able to go loose to tight to loose to tight. Because if you think about like sports and athleticism and stuff, that's part of the idea. That's what you're doing, right? You're not just like tightened up all the time. You're not loosey-goosey all the time. A little bit in between. So let's go back to the first one. The first one that you did. Perfect swing. So what Leanne wants to do is she wants to snap her hips, and then it's like a shock wave. So go ahead and go. Hip snap, and then the bell comes up and it feels like it's floating at the top, and then she's waiting as long as she can as the bell comes down to get her hips out of the way, and then it comes back up. You guys see that? So let's actually go ahead and do that as a drill. Do all 3 of those. Perfect swing, lazy swing, overspeed swing, back to the perfect swing.